Today we're going to walk through the cycles feature of Linear. During the demo, I'll walk you through how to enable cycles within your team, how to assign issues, and offer a few best practices and tips along the way. In Linear, cycles are time-boxed periods. In the Agile world, these are frequently called sprints that help teams plan and execute work in structured intervals. They're designed to give your team a regular rhythm and make progress more measurable. Let's start by enabling cycles for your team. From the left-hand sidebar inside your Linear workspace, click the Settings menu next to your team name and select Team Settings. Here you'll see all available settings. Scroll down to the Workflow section and click on Cycles. Now click Enable Cycles, and you'll see the various settings we can configure. Start by deciding your cycle duration. 2 weeks is the most common duration, but you can adjust based on your team's current workflow and needs. Next, decide if you want to enable a cooldown period. A cooldown is typically a formal break where the team can plan the next cycle or work through technical debt. Next, select your start day. This is the day of the week when a new cycle begins. Monday is a typical choice, but you can adjust this based on your team's schedule. Select the number of future cycles to create so your team can assign issues to future cycles. The maximum number is 15, but I generally recommend no more than 6. For our demo, I'll select 4. One helpful feature in this same section is the option to auto-add issues to a cycle. This ensures that all active work is captured inside a cycle, even if someone forgets to assign it manually. You can choose to auto-add issues based on their current status, such as active, started, or completed. When you enable auto-adding for active issues, an additional setting will appear. You'll have 2 options. Move existing active issues that don't belong to a cycle into the backlog, which changes their status and removes them from active planning. Or keep them in the active status and assign them to the current or next cycle. Remember that an active status is a status in the unstarted and started category. When starting out, I typically choose to move those issues into the backlog so that I can start fresh with an empty cycle. Now let's jump back into our team and take a look at what has changed. You'll notice that cycles have been added to your team section in the left-hand side panel. When you click on cycles, you'll see all cycles that have been created. When you click into an individual cycle, you'll see all issues that have been assigned to the cycle. Since we just enabled cycles and selected to not move active issues into the next cycle, this cycle is currently empty. So let's go grab some issues from the backlog and assign them to the cycle. Open any issue in your workspace. On the right-hand side of the Issue Detail panel, you'll see a field labeled Cycle. Click that field and select the current or upcoming cycle you want the issue to be part of. Now that we've added an issue to the cycle, we can jump back and look at our upcoming cycle. You'll see that we now have 1 issue in the upcoming cycle. I'm going to adjust the view of our cycle to a more traditional Kanban board layout. Now let's create a view that I like to call my cycle planning board. I find this is an effective way to plan my current and future cycles. Start by clicking on Views and then Create New View. We'll give our view a name and then apply a filter to show current and future cycles. I'll also include issues that are not assigned to cycle. That way I can see which issues still need to be assigned to a cycle. Let's change the view again to a Kanban board so that each cycle is a column on the board. I like to order my issues manually, so we'll adjust that setting. Now we have a nice simple cycle planning board. I can see all issues that have not been assigned to a cycle in the far left-hand column. I can right-click on any issue and move it to a future cycle. As issues get added to future cycles, more columns appear in my view, and now I can just drag and drop issues and add them to the appropriate cycle. I can see the count of issues at the top of each column to ensure that I'm not overloading any one cycle. Well, I think we have a nice start to an effective cycle planning board, so let's give it an icon and a color. We'll choose the map icon. And we'll pick the teal color. And now let's hit Save. Perfect. As I'll be using this view frequently, I'll click the star icon so that it shows up in my list of favorites on the left-hand sidebar. And there you go. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel.